This is part 38 of our Minish Cap walkthrough. We've just knocked out the Temple of Droplets, and now we're going to, what are we doing
I'm glad you know what we're doing in this part. Don't worry, I got it written down.
You got me covered.
We're going to do, go get the sword beam.
Oh, yep.
Then we go to Elemental Sanctuary.
Yeah.
And then we start the Tingle side quest, which eventually will get us the magical boomerang. I got you, Red, don't worry.
You always got my back. There we go. Now, I think this is like, almost every Zelda game, I feel like we get visited by some kind of ghost or some kind of spirit that's either helping us or hurting us. It's
and kind of go along with that, there's always like a graveyard too in almost every Zelda game,
which we will be working our way to next part.
No, it's a while. I think it might be part 40.
Here in a little while.
We make it to the graveyard, so a couple parts down.
Yeah,
let's stay on part 38 for now.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
You want to talk about part 40?
No, sure. I'm ready to get to the next dungeon. Let's go. Actually, though, I like that conversation with the spirit of the king, though, because he says his name is Gustaf.
Yeah.
And that's one of the very few times that we ever hear the name of a king of Hyrule. I thought that was a nice little touch.
I just like it as a dead king, like, you know, like, I think the games that we've gotten the king's name, like, he's actually been alive. Just like seeing a dead king and, like, you know, just him talking to us, I thought was cool.
It does remind me.
Have we gotten a dead king or talked to a dead king in any Zelda game?
Not really. I know we visited a royal crypt back in Ocarina of Time, but we didn't actually talk to. It's where we learned the
Sun Song. Yeah,
Sun Song. But
it's a weird song to learn in a graveyard. But
I know, right?
True. Yep.
But I don't think we actually talked to the spirit of the king or anything like that.
Well, now I'm thinking in Twilight Princess, like you kind of like you swim back in that very back part where there's a bunch of water and there's one grave. Didn't you see a ghost there?
I think it was the Zora Queen.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, or something. I thought you saw something like that.
Kind of royalty.
Maybe it's like the king of the Zoras. Maybe that's what it was.
King or queen, I feel
that was right before we went to Zora's domain.
Yeah.
Now I guess we are content Minish Cap, so maybe I'll get back to the Minish.
Yeah. We're visiting. This is Grimblade, and we can see we've actually been in here before because we got a piece of heart.
Sure.
But we couldn't train with him until we could light those torches with the flame lantern.
So we're going back here. I think we get this. Oh, sword beam, which is at the very beginning. That's right. Which you shouldn't even be given this technique or have to learn this technique. This should be given to you because it's given to you in almost every Zelda game.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes on my point in this game, like where there's a lot of stuff to do, which made it kind of awesome for a handheld. But there's stuff like this that you shouldn't have to do. You should just have. This.
I know. A lot of these Tiger Scrolls or techniques, whatever they're called, really were. Stuff that I feel like you're given in almost every other Zelda game.
Now there are a couple cool ones that I did like. I didn't usually use them because they were just hard to pull off really. But yeah, this one, I mean, like, I understand not getting it until you get the Master Sword, but to get this late in the game, you know.
I will say this is a lot more useful, though, than the one that you can only use the Peril
beam. The Peril beam, the Peril beam, we only get one heart.
Yeah, I feel like we're at full hearts a lot more than down to one heart.
Well, I mean, we got 15 hearts, so I mean, to get down to one heart, you know, and like we said, like, you know, in like one of our past walkthrough parts, like, if you get down to, like, now we're so far in the game, like, if you get down to 2 or 3, one hit, you're going to die.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
So you might not even get to use the Peril beam unless you just hit it right on, I guess, or don't hit it right on. How do you say that?
So getting the sword beam is definitely a much more useful one. It would have been nice to get it sooner.
I tell you what, for a 2D handheld game, I just love this little garden right here. I've actually mentioned this, I don't know how many times, but I just love this little garden right here. And just for a 2D handheld game, I mean, I think it's just a really good... like image right there.
Plus, on top of that, I liked how like sneaking past these guards and everything through the garden in front of the castle reminds me so much of one of the earliest parts of Ocarina of Time.
Yes, when you go to meet Princess Zelda.
Yeah, and I thought it was a nice little a throwback to that.
But man, they were hard to like get past. They could see you so easily.
Yeah,
unlike Ocarina of Time. And like I think it might be this guy right here. Like I don't know how he didn't see me because I literally walk right beside him.
You stand right beside him.
Like how does he not see me right there?
I remember watching this because I didn't do it the way you did there. I saw
there's obviously different ways.
Exactly. But I saw him standing right there. And I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work." I'm like, "Why didn't you cut this?"
You actually saw the little transition, didn't you?
I saw the one.
I screwed it up first.
Yeah.
Now, like right here, like in this hallway, and we only get in this hallway. I think just like Link to the Past remix right here. Kind of like the downstairs of the castle. Just absolutely love it.
I do too. It's such a nice little touch.
Now what is this? Because like through this door, like we get the Hyrule Castle theme. So what was that one right there previous? Was that like down the bottom of? Like, I think it was down the bottom of Hyrule Castle, like the basement.
When we're trying to sneak the princess out.
Yes, that's what the music was.
Yeah, I thought that's a weird way to get into the castle and everything.
It sounds like, you know, very similar, but it's like a little bit off.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a remix, and I just really love that theme right there.
Me too. Now that we've got our third element, the water element, we're going to be fusing that with our sword to be able to duplicate Link a second time.
Yeah, second time.
Yeah, which
it opens up a lot of puzzles.
It
really,
does,
I mean,
it does.
you know, which every time you multiply, like opens up a lot of puzzles. But just like I mean, it's just an extra resource.
It is.
You know, that you can use. So
and it makes for some more creative puzzles, and yes, also some more difficult ones.
Yeah,
but
I just like being able to fight. Like I don't know if we use it here pretty soon, but later on in the game. We use our multipliers to fight, different enemies. I really like that.
That is well done, and
very well
we'll
done
talk
in
about
this
that
game.
Much later in the game because that is a big part of at least the final boss fight. But that's a long, long way away.
And those textures right there, man, just how they look like the room in Wind Waker.
Yeah,
you get the Master Sword. I mean, they look so similar. Obviously, 2D versus 3D.
Of course,
they actually look a lot different, but you know what I'm saying. But
the same idea.
Yeah. I just like there's statues with their sword just point up.
Yeah. And like we said before, I like the way that the entire elemental, sanctuary.
I love the elemental sanctuary
really nice
too. Like the theme and everything that goes with it, how you use it, the elements and stuff. I really was a big fan.
Now, once we've got that fused, we are going to, as you mentioned at the beginning of this part, I think we're going to head off and start the Tingle side quest.
Side quest. I thought, you know what, I don't actually know what we do right away, but we do start the Tingle side quest sometime soon.
We're going to go warping around for a little while. Thank God for that.
Well, if we work to my house right here, you can see I prepared very hard. Yeah, okay, we do start the Tingle side quest right here.
And I am not a fan of Tingle in any game. I know some people actually really like his character.
There's people that really love him. Like, he's huge, like, over in Japan. Like, they made games after him.
That's crazy.
I'm not positive on this, but I want to say they even did a TV show on him.
They may have.
I'm not positive on that, but I thought I heard that somewhere.
Did this is the first game, I guess, in the timeline.
Yes, it is.
That he appears.
We didn't have Tingle in Skyward Sword.
No.
Remember, we had the Goron. I think the Goron kind of played the role of Tingle in Skyward Sword.
Yeah, and then Tingle, obviously, game-wise, I think he made his first appearance in Majora's Mask.
Definitely. What I understand is, like, he calls us Mr. Fairy, and, like, it doesn't make sense for this game because we don't have a fairy.
No.
We have, like, a hat or
a talking hat.
Yeah, a talking hat, so, like... I guess I just didn't understand that part right there.
It made a lot more sense in Majora's Mask when we actually had a fairy.
In Ocarina of Time.
Well, he wasn't in that one, though.
Yeah, he was. Oh, shoot, you might be right. I thought he was in Ocarina of Time. I'm not really positive.
Actually, now you got me wondering.
Yeah, I can't remember if he's in Ocarina of Time or not. I feel like it's right there, but I don't know.
I'm curious.
But it was just still Majora's Mask.
Look it up!
Yes, it makes sense in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, but, as a person who's not a big fan of Tingle, when I first met him and he's like... Oh, you fuse with my brothers too. I'm like, wait, there's more than one?
Yes, It kind of makes you wonder, like, this being the first Tingle in the timeline, like, what happened to his brothers, like, down the road? Because I can't remember a game where we messed with his brothers, and I've played all the games.
Not that I know of. Maybe it's some long, tragic tale that they haven't told us yet.
That's true. Oh, my gosh. It'll be the next Zelda game.
Yeah, the death of Tingle's brothers. Sorry, we just got dark.
Well, I think the next Zelda game on Wii U is actually going to be right after Skyward Sword, so it'd be taking place still beforehand, but whatever.
Yeah.
That guy's name's David Jr. Like, you have Tingle and then, like, David Jr.
What were the rest of their names?
I had no clue. Tingle and David Jr. are the only ones I know so far.
Well, I guess we'll find out here in a minute. But
over the next 2 parts, I'll tell you the rest of their names.
Since you're so good about writing down enemy names and things like that, I thought you might get these guys too.
No, I didn't. Well, they have to write down, like, every person I fused with then.
Oh my god, that would be
because it gives their name for each fusion that you do.
Imagine the person who had to go through and come up with names for every character.
That's actually a good point because in a lot of Zelda games, they really don't go through and, like, really talk about all the names in a game.
No, definitely not. I feel bad for...
They had to come up with at least 100 names. Because there's 100 fusions, and every fusion has a name associated with it.
I hope that guy got a nice paycheck out of it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, come on, you can come up with 100 names. Well, when you're calling him, like, David Jr., it can't be that hard.
That's true. We have David the Third, David the Fourth now.
Yeah, that's true. That might be true.
But I do kind of like how, though, when you fuse with the Tingle brothers, each one opens up a tree in the area right in front of the castle.
It's actually where you fought that boss right there, cutscene at the very beginning, right?
I think so. Yeah, and I was like, it's well done. It makes it feel like it's something that's kind of important. It's like it opens up an underground area, Ankle.
Yeah.
Now that's so much like.
Hey, his name's Ankle?
His name's Ankle.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
That fits more with Tingle than David Jr.
That's true. That is true. He's got to be burned up, though. I mean, look at these guys. Like, they have sweaters, like sweater hoodies on or whatever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, I mean, it might be cold in Hyrule. I don't really know. There's not a temperature gauge on the screen that I can find.
No.
Or on the map. I didn't see one on the map screen either.
The only one that wasn't sweating was probably the one hanging out.
But forget it.
Now that we've fused with 3 of the 4 Tingle brothers, this will wrap up part 38 of our Minish Cap walkthrough.